Hello there. Hi, everybody. How you doing? It's me, Jordy, just kind of introducing the show and kind of getting everybody ready. We've had a wonderful talk with our host before we are going to introduce her and the rest of our Metal Detecting Nation panel to you. Last week, I kind of introduced a couple sponsors, and I just want to make sure that as we go through, I'm able to do that. The first one is our sponsorship from Steve's detector rods. You're probably very familiar seeing Steve's detector rods. I have a Steve's detector rod. I love it. The customer service from Steve is fantastic, phenomenal. We have a lot of individuals that have a lot of different rods, but since he is a sponsor of our show, I just wanted to give him an amazing plug. We also have Dan's Lanyards. Dan's Lanyards are very durable lanyards. If you want to hear a funny story, ask me at another time regarding how many times I've lost my pinpointer, and lanyards have saved me all the time. And I'm thankful for Dan to be able to help us out. If you want to see either of these individuals' links, they're in the chat. They're in the description in the bottom. A little bit of news that's going on. We have Deej, who is actually looking for any magnet fisher people. She wants to do a shout out. So please get a hold of Deej. Hopefully she'll be in the chat tonight. If not, then look at her YouTube channel and reach out to her. It says the deadline is December 20th at midnight. We have another pretty cool thing going on here. Let me pull this up. And that is Paul. Paul, American Woodlands, is doing another 24-hour stream. Paul, you're more than welcome to talk about it here in the chat as well. I know that, I reached out to Paul this afternoon. We would love to be a part of it, whoever can join us. And whatever time is going to be good with us. And then, as always, we love to do our after party in Zoom. And a lot of people, you're more than welcome to join us. But if you don't, we would greatly wish you to go over into All Metal Mode, Metal Detecting Podcast with Gypsy and Digaz, and join all of our friend Bobby as he goes ahead and is interviewed and on their show. That's about it for all the news or anything that's going on. We now want to talk about all of our friend SCUBA Sonia. SCUBA Sonia. Sonia is a very good friend of all of ours, and we're very happy that she's taken time out of her, she'll say, incredibly busy day. Without further ado, here's our panel. And hello, Sonia. How are you? Oh, there you go. I just got that chat. There we go. So everybody, look, everybody's with us again. I'm so happy that everybody is willing to take time out of their night to join us in chat and watch us live, or just kind of chill and hang out with us. But now that our friend Sonia is on the hot seat, we're going to ask her a whole bunch of really cool questions. But before we do that, Tim, how was your week?
Pretty uneventful. Just a lot of work. No detecting. I take that back. I did go to a small park after work. Just got some clad. That was it.
Well, good. That's better than not.
More than I got.
It's better than not detecting at all.
So it is. That's why I did it.
Nancy,
Sir.
how are you doing? You are the busiest streamer on YouTube, I think.
Nah, not anymore.
You are in.
I'm busy. Winter's coming, so you'll see more of me back out in the streams, guys. I've been summertime really pulled me away from everything, and I really missed it. So now that we're falling into the nice weather of nothing else to do, so you'll see me back out there watching more videos and more chats. Good. And live streams, of course.
Oh, that's great. That's great. One of your detecting partners, I think you detect with Stan on and off, right?
Yes, he's part of the crew. Yes.
Yeah, he found a 1 real, right, recently.
He did. He found the Real in the exact same place that he found a Real a year and a half ago before. So it's 10 minutes from my house.
Wow, that's
Wow.
crazy.
But I mean, I've pulled 4 largies out of this place. They were all toasted, but there's also thousands and thousands of bullets in this place. Either somebody was into this place metal detecting at one time because it's all a bunch of cellar holes down an old area, but it's all shot up. And you have to dig every single target because the Real rings up the exact same as a bullet. So
Yeah.
I was happy for him. I know he messaged me on Saturday and he's like, I'm here at the bullet field. And I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. I was in the middle of doing something. I'm like, I can't get out. But I mean, I wish I knew. But it was just him and Mikey. And Mikey's kind of like the addition to the crew, and he's a good guy, good kid.
Oh, that's great. Very cool. Awesome. Audra, how are you?
Dudes, I am good. I am good. I actually did not get out this week or this weekend. So I found that nothing, absolutely nothing. But I had an amazing time on the JHH and Bobby stream last week. And
That was fun.
I was happy all week just from that. So it was worth it.
That's great. Dave, how you doing?
Okay. Rather boring week, really.
Yeah.
No detecting.
Well,
No Cleveland Browns. No Ohio State Buckeyes. The weekend. That's usually my weekend.
yeah, it's been a rough week.
Yeah.
But we did go out. So Dave and I went out. Since our stream is every other Monday now, Dave and I did have a chance to go out to the old ball field. And oh boy, I can't believe we're still pulling stuff out of that field. And I found 2 dimes, silver dimes, and Dave found beautiful, like really a beautiful Indian head. So, all right, Sonia, how are you?
I'm good. I got out a little bit this past weekend magnet fishing. Caught a couple of things, nothing too crazy, but it's always a good time.
Oh, that's great. That is great. So if you don't know anything about how Sonia came to be on this stream, the after party is where we first met shy Sonia. Sonia did not want to be. She was more shy than you were, Nancy, right?
She didn't want to show her face.
And
yes.
what was really cool about her and everyone else that was in the chat is everyone else that was in the after party is that we're just so welcoming for everyone that's pretty much there. It was really cool. People are there just to learn at times. People don't really know a lot about metal detecting. It's a community or a quote unquote tribe for some people. And I really hope that, and I'm assuming you felt welcome and had a lot of fun during the early years.
I came on camera, right? So I felt very welcome. I felt super comfortable, and it's just so much fun. Like it's different being on a live and having to kind of filter a little bit versus being with people who you feel comfortable with and just being able to be yourself and ask questions you don't have to feel stupid asking. And that was way back when I first started. So it was really great.
Yeah, it was. And what was really cool about the relationship that all of us had was that Sonia ended up driving 8 hours to detect with a whole bunch of us at what we call.
I was closer to 10.
Was it 10? Oh, that's right. Sorry. I thought you were a fast driver. I'm just kidding.
I respect the speed limit. Most
you're
times.
Did you
right.
get pulled over?
Most of the
No,
time.
that was at Dig Stock. No, that was the other person at Dig. Oh,
I almost got pulled over.
Yeah.
a lot to talk about tonight. So, yeah, so welcome. So happy to have you here. Happy to have everyone here. Happy to have people in the chat. And if you have a question for Sonia, do me a favor and make sure that the question is at Metal Detecting Nation. It'll pop up and then I'll be able to share it and ask Sonia. And as Sonia said, we'll filter whatever we need to do. So there are too many people to mention in the chat, but I always like saying hello to everybody. I would love some help. If you want to help and just shout out some names, we'd really love to just thank everybody. Bobby and Don is here. Doug is here. Darcy is here. Yes.
The main boys are here. Richie, Madison Main, and Dennis, DF Digger.
Teresa, treasure.
And oh my, there's like
Robert Stover is in the chat.
Mark is
Joel,
here.
Drum Detect. Farmer Eugene. Hi, Farmer Eugene.
Farmer Eugene.
Anthony is here from Brooklyn Treasure Hunter. Teresa's here. And
I see Nick is here. Anthony, did you say Anthony? Mark the Berg Hunter. North Jersey Detective is here. Jason, North Jersey Detective, just got the cutest puppy.
Oh,
Absolutely.
God, so
just
cute.
adopted. He just adopted the puppy. Absolutely adorable. Ezra is here, also another main boy. I just said Ezra. Frederick Romano is here. Come on, guys.
I know. If we missed you,
It goes so fast.
I know.
Did you say Dawn? Dawn Williams is here from Dawn and Shelley. Can you dig it?
Can you dig it
Paul-
on?
Paul
That's
obviously
right.
is here. Jason's here. Yeah, I think you said that already. All right.
Joel from Drum and Detect. Did he say
Marlon is here. Mayor Videos.
Yeah.
It's flying by. It's flying
Blue
by.
Diggers?
Yep.
Mark Thomas.
Who?
So,
Who's that? No.
I know. Mark Thomas, who?
Yeah,
Sorry, Mark.
it's actually Mark Thomas. I
Mark.
see it. It said Mark Thomas right there.
that's funny. So, all right. So the first thing that we have to kind of talk about, well, how about we start more recent and then work our way back in the story, Sonia, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
So, Tim, myself, Dave, and Sonia were roommates in Digstock. And I probably was more exhausted than I've ever been in any event I've ever been to. But we all hung out. We had the best time we could. And we swung for hours and hours and hours and hours. And what was really probably the most awesome thing about the whole event is Dave and I had to leave on Monday. Tim, he left right to go detecting Monday morning. And Sonia was just right behind Tim. And if you were at Digstock, you know where everyone was parking. But if you weren't, just imagine a field with a tent, and there were hundreds of cars there. The rule was that after everyone was going to leave, at least Monday was going to be the time when they were going to allow everyone to dig or metal detect at the site where the main event was held. And oh boy, Miss Sonia found what was described by the event owners, Pete, and I forget his name, and I'm so Matt, as the absolute best find of the entire event. And there were over 600 people metal detecting. Now I have a picture I'm going to share. You won't be able to see it. But this is what we would call a shoulder strap buckle belt, shoulder belt, right? Isn't that
call
what?
it a shoulder plate. But
Shoulder plate. Okay. And what you're looking at is the shoulder plate that was dated 1812. Is that what?
It's a model 1808. So it was
1808.
worn in the War of 1812, which is ridiculous.
Ridiculous. And so what?
Nobody's touched it in 200 years until I dug it up.
And there you can see in the stream a couple pictures that we were driving back, and Dave and I were switching off driving, and I'm like, would you send me a picture, update me, let me know what's going on, please? When she said that she found it, I was like, it's incredible. You never know where you're going to find something or what you're going to find, but something that historic. Congratulations to you. And that's
now,
awesome.
Sonia, isn't that something that somebody missed? Wasn't that area already dug and someone thought it might have thought it was trash or something?
That's the funniest part, because I was out there digging with Tim. Actually, he was I don't know, maybe 20 yards from me, and I got over this signal, which I'm still kind of iffy. I'm not that great at metal detecting, but I got a signal that I thought was like, hey, this sounds good. But I dug and I didn't find anything. And I was like, Tim, can you run over this for me real quick? He ran over it and he was like, that sounds like a good signal. You should probably dig it. And so I kept digging, and it was already a dug hole. So somebody tried to dig up whatever was there. And I kept digging, and I was like 16 inches down, and I hit a huge root. It must have been like 3 inches in diameter. And then I just kept digging. I dug under the root, and then I finally pulled it out. And I called Tim over. I was like, I think I found something. I have to put out the video because it was hilarious. I was like, I think I found something. And Tim comes over. He takes it out of my hand, and he just looks at me. And he looks back at it. He was like, Sonia. Scuba effing Sonia. He was like just in shock. And I was like, well, what is it? And so then we went to the owners of the event, and we talked to Matt and P, and they were super excited. And I had no idea what it was at first, but based on Tim's reaction, I knew it was something good. And it was just, it was an awesome find. And the fact that somebody dug it and didn't keep digging.
Gave up.
Check your
Never
holes.
give up.
Yeah. That was too good of a signal, even for me. And I'm still a novice.
And considering your machine wasn't updated and it wasn't really operating properly to begin with, so for you to come across that signal, pick it out of that massive field on an already dug hole, that, I mean,
And
that was
you were
like,
so stressed out about that.
That's
too.
It's fabulous.
that's fake.
Sonia's texting me half the time. Bring your laptop. I need to do an update over. Come over. I'm like passed out because I'm old. And after that event, I passed out. So
I never updated. But when I found it, like the signal was just too good. You just had to keep digging.
That rocks, dude.
That's awesome. Great story.
Congratulations.
Now, the recommendation was for you to do something I don't think you've done yet. Did you submit it to?
I did. I finally did. Because you were asking me, and everybody else was asking me, did you submit to American Digger? And I was like, I haven't had a chance. I keep forgetting. But I did.
So did you clean it?
I haven't touched it. No, I'm afraid.
Okay, good.
I'm not touching it.
I was going to say, I wouldn't touch it either at this point. I just kind of leave it like that.
I let it dry. It's sitting in my apartment, just safe for now. I've got to put it in that memory box that Tim got all of us.
Yeah.
Tim was so generous. It was great. It was great being with everyone, and I had a chance to see both Nancy and Audra, and so we really finally. So what else did you find during that time? So I'll tell you funny. I'm metal detecting in field 11 or 12. I can't remember what it was, and I was like, "Where is Sonia?" Someone says, she's in the woods over there. I'm like, in the woods? What? And so I swing as closer I get. I'm like, I don't see her. So I see Tim, and Tim's like, yeah, she's over here digging bottles out. And so she was bottle digging. Did you find anything in terms of, good whole bottles?
I came home with my full cart full of bottles. They're nothing like spectacular, but I love the bottles, and they're from like maybe the 40s, 50s, 60s, and I get excited about all that stuff. And I've been on a bottle digging craze lately, So I came home literally with a whole wagon full of bottles that I barely fit into my Corolla at the time. But it was so much fun. I wasn't expecting to do that. I know that they advertised bottle digging, but nobody else was doing it. I think a couple of people saw me doing that and they went to someone else who was an avid bottle digger. So she came over and we kind of walked the woods together, which was really cool. We ended up finding another coin while we were doing that. It was sitting on top of a old shoe. But yeah,
Oh, cool.
I kind of got wrapped up in it because I was pulling one bottle after the other and it was really fun.
What'd you find inside that one jar?
A marble.
Yeah.
I found a marble in a jar. It's wild, the things that I found there. And I mean, it was nice to do a variety of things because you guys know that I magnet fish, I metal detect, and I bottle dig. So being able to do a little bit of everything. And then I don't know if you guys know, but after everyone left, I actually ended up magnet fishing too, because I had that in my trunk. So I kind of got to do everything I love to do.
So that's go ahead, Audra.
I was just going to say that was awesome and was great to see you again because we have done most of those things together too.
Mm-hmm.
But what else now? What's next? Because you do a little bit of everything like a lot of us do here, but what else is next on your list of things?
Well, at the moment, I'm looking for more bottle sites, but like 1800s bottle sites. I don't know what's next. There's so many different things, and I don't even have time to keep up with YouTube or my videos. You guys all know I haven't posted in like 5 months.
It's addicting, though. Bottle digging is addicting. I did more bottle digging this year than I did metal detecting.
So I
Me
went
too.
to, Audra was kind enough to share her bottle site, and I went out there, and there were a ton of cool things. And I've been bottle digging recently, so I was on a craze, and like 10 minutes before we're about to leave, I pulled out a blue milk of magnesia bottle, and the blue bottles are like my favorite. It was beautiful. I can't wait to share the video because I literally screamed, and I was in the woods, so somebody probably thought that I was being murdered or something. But I was just so excited because the bottle was just beautiful. It was intact. It was blue, and it's so addicting.
So
There's still more at that site too, Sonia.
I'll come back.
Go back.
I want to come back with you.
Let's go.
Road trip.
Come on, everybody. You're all welcome.
So Mark says you're looking for 1800 bottles, but you're going to find the Holy Grail one day. Don
It goes
I'll find
like
a
Big Stock
breastplate
did.
there and I'll find a marble.
Don said in one of his comments, yeah, you're definitely going to be in the magazine for sure with a find like that. You're definitely going to be in. So
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
You might make the cover.
Yeah, it might.
Yeah.
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 that's how good of a find I've heard this is. So
Yeah.
we'll
Well,
see.
I was told, what's his name? The owner.
Matt,
No,
Pete.
Pete. I was talking to Pete. He apparently spent a couple $1,000s on the same shoulder plate, only to find one like 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
But he wanted it so bad, and just hearing that kind of a story, it's like randomly coming across this one signal out of all those acres that we were digging. It's wild.
And a lot of the times you go to them hunts and someone sees a dug hole, they avoid it. They don't run their
Mhm.
coil over it. They don't check it. You went over an already dug hole and then dug it out. I mean,
I'll
I'm
tell
just-
you what, I pulled up so much aluminum going over pre-dug holes
Mhm.
because people, instead of taking it out like you should, they just
Yeah.
dig it right back in, and
Yeah,
it
they
makes no
do.
sense. But I pulled out so much trash. I'm so glad eventually I found something
Yeah.
worth pulling out after
See,
somebody
that's the
else.
karma you get for doing that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good.
When we were down at Dig Sack Mini, my buddy Jeff, he dug some crap out of a hole, and there was still a signal in the hole. Dug down a little deeper and dug up a Williams cleaner bullet. So I heard him tell me that story, and I started checking some dug holes, and I came across a hole that had a signal in it. And I cleaned the hole out, and they missed it. It was in the sidewall. There was a nice big dandy button. So
Nice.
at these hunts, it doesn't hurt to go over these already dug holes and just double check them. Someone's going to be trash, but
Yeah.
there's some inexperienced people who are going to these events, and I think they're missing these targets. And
As they're rushing for the high
Honestly,
times.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised if somebody experienced had dug that up and left it, because it was under a huge root. So you actually had to put in work to see what was behind that. And I think somebody just gave up. And I know a lot of people were digging after hours in the dark, and they
Yeah.
probably just said, okay, it's not worth it. Next hole. But
Mhm.
worked out for me.
Yeah.
Teresa, the treasure hunter, wants to know, what machine were you using, Sonia?
Simplex, and non-updated Simplex.
Still?
I don't recommend it, but the Simplex, it was a great machine. I mean, it's super beginner friendly, and that's what I've been using for the past 2 years. And I don't know, I love it.
So here's the segue. What actually got you to the point where you made the transition into magnet fishing? Like, because you're like, if I were to, give you a title, at first it was SCUBA Sonia, right? You were metal detecting under the water or looking for stuff under the water. Then it was on land, and now you're using a magnet to pull some cool stuff out of the water. How'd you get into that realm?
It's a interesting experience, because initially I'm a scuba diver, I'm rescue certified, I'm master diver certified. Scuba is my passion. And then I started watching metal detecting videos, and people were taking it underwater, and I was like, hey, I want to try that. And then I found a detector I can scuba dive with. I've literally only taken it out maybe twice into the water. But since then I started detecting on land, and that's when I got the Simplex. I don't know, I think it's just a thrill of finding stuff that not everybody gets to see, and that applies to scuba diving too. There's only so many people that go underwater and get to see the things that I have. And then being able to find things and bring them back with me, and the history behind it. So metal detecting in general, everything that I pull up, I get super excited, because at some point, like that marble, at some point there was a kid playing with it. The coins, at some point somebody had dropped that. The shoulder plate was literally part of a war, and finding that kind of stuff just gets me really excited. And then of course I was watching more YouTube, and then one thing led to another, and I was binging on YouTube videos, and I'm watching magnet fishing. I'm like, well, I can do that. It involves water and land, so it's like kind of in between. You still have the thrill of not knowing what you're going to pull up, but also finding some cool stuff, and like guns. And I know I'm sure Jason's going to have something to say, but I love pulling up the knives and the guns, because it's like something happened here. And just having a story behind these things is just really fun. And then of course I got into bottle digging, and then again, I think it's the story behind everything that just gets me excited about it, and just feeling pulling stuff up that people haven't touched in decades or centuries is just really exciting.
It becomes an addiction.
An adventure,
It really does. It does. An adventure.
an addicting adventure.
Yeah, I'm addicted to all of it.
Me too.
Well, speaking
Well,
of
Mark,
addiction,
did you see what Mark said?
Yeah, I already put it up there, Nancy. So I believe this is Andy. It's all an addiction. We all need help. Hello, my name is Andy, and I have a problem metal detecting. And then this is definitely worth finding and putting up again. Mark said Sonia got into magnet fishing because she got tired of finding nothing but gold and silver with a detector. So
I mean, gold and silver is fun, but pulling up your first gun is pretty wild.
Yeah. Now, how many guns have you pulled up?
One. I got my first one a couple weeks ago, and I was shaking, and I was so excited, and I'm waiting to find my next one. I went out magnet fishing this past weekend, and it was funny because somebody pulled up a teeny, like this tiny gun, a toy gun, but it was just the story behind it was fun because they were like expecting to find one. And they're like, okay, you're gonna pull one up on the next one, and then they did, but it was really just a miniature toy gun. But I don't know. It's just pulling up a gun, knowing chances are somebody threw it in there for a reason. Pulling that up is kind of scary and fun and exciting all at the same time.
Do you
And
know
then you've
what
got the
kind of gun it
knives.
was?
Mine, oh man, I want to no, I'm not sure. I can send you a picture probably and tell you what it and show you what it is, but I don't know anything about guns, like nothing.
How corroded was it?
It was actually in pretty good shape.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Mhm.
most of these guns, they're old, really old, right? At least they're mostly metal or revolver type guns, because I can't imagine a Glock or a SIG with a plastic handle, you know.
I
I
metal
mean-
detected a Glock
Did you really?
and in the water.
I did too.
Funny, in the water.
Really?
Mine wasn't a
Yeah.
Glock, but it was yeah, there wasn't much left of it, just the frame.
Mine had coral growing on it.
So Deej is in the house here. She says it's pretty shocking to pull up a gun, as you were shocked. And Deej, just to let you know, at the beginning of our stream, I did share the information that you're looking to give some shout outs to all those amazing magnet fisher people. So she's here. If you want to share anything about what you're going to do with the video or any more information in the chat, please do so. Let everybody know. But I did share that. So if you were to select the best thing you found in terms of magnet fishing, what would you say that would be?
The best thing, the most exciting was probably my first gun, which was pretty recent. But I found everything from phones, Tamagotchis, handcuffs, not like regular handcuffs, but like the leather strap handcuffs. So there's quite a lot in there that can be fun to find. There's some things that I've heard of people finding that would just, be hilarious and probably make your day. But my favorite, I don't know. I get excited about everything. I get excited about the lures. I get excited about weights because I can put them in my tackle box, and I can't even. I don't have a favorite.
So I do have a question really quick before Audra asks hers, and this is from Dig Dug. Do you have to turn in your gun? Do you have to contact the police? Like, what is there a protocol or some sort of thing you need to do?
If it's a newer gun, you want to call the police, you want to turn it in and have them take it into evidence. Chances are they won't get anything off of it, but it's still worth turning it in, especially if there's a serial number or something like that. Most people, older guns that are over like 50 years old, that are pretty much just wall hangers, they'll probably keep them. But it kind of depends on the situation and how old the gun is, the shape that it's in. If you find like just the handle of a gun, you're not going to report that and waste the police time reporting it. But it's situational. I've seen a lot of YouTubers call the police just to get it into their video, which is a little disappointing because you're literally taking the police and those resources away from other people. So I don't recommend that. Just use your judgment. If it's something that's pretty new that hasn't been in the water long, then you can call the police, or at least a non-emergency line, and they'll come out to pick it up when they have a chance.
Definitely.
Audra, are you going to say that?
I had a comment about one of SCUBA Sonia's favorite finds of mine on one of your videos when you found magnet fishing a fishing pole and caught a fish on that fishing pole at the same time. Dude.
So I
was epic.
found maybe
Same.
like 7 fishing poles at this point, but that was like my best experience because like you said, I pulled up a fishing pole magnet fishing, and then there was actually somebody who was sitting there and watching me with their kids, and they had like bait that they like to use in that particular lake that works well apparently. And she was like, here, go ahead and try it out. And so my first throw didn't go so well, and I lost the lure that was on there. But then I threw it again, and with the bait this time, and within like 60 seconds, I literally did not edit that clip at all. Within 60 seconds, I caught a fish. And there are people who go there day to day and don't catch anything. And I caught it with a kid's fishing pole. I don't know if it was a Spider-Man fishing pole or something,
Yeah,
but
I
within
love that.
less than a minute, I caught that fish. And you can watch it on the video. I did not edit a thing between casting and pulling that fish up. It was really fun.
I didn't see that one. I gotta go back and see it.
That's a
I
good one.
haven't either. I gotta find it.
I managed to catch more live stuff probably than anybody else. Like we pulled up a bag of catfish and we were rescuing them from the pier because we opened the bag and it was just a bunch of catfish falling out of it. And
Yeah.
I don't know, crayfish, just crabs. I've taken a crab home by accident pulling bottles out of the river.
So you've taken the crabs home with you? Is that what you're saying?
Jordy.
Well, I'm sorry. It was just hanging right there, waiting for someone to say something.
My favorite.
Crab
That's Jason's
crawl
job.
out of my backpack after bottle digging the river. Yes.
I gotta say, my favorite find I seen Sonia pull out of the water magnet fishing was a Swatch watch. That was
What it
awesome.
was. That
Was
we
it-
actually pulled that in. It was attached to a bike that we pulled in.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what it was. Gerald, who I was fishing with, she was like, "Oh, hey, it's a Swatch watch." I'm like, "What the heck is that?"
I was screaming at the
Oh,
video.
that
Is
was
this a
funny.
Swatch, Sonia? It's a Swatch.
Yeah, that predated me, I guess.
That bike is
Just a
probably
baby.
just like the watch.
Yeah, that was a really cool find, though. I actually still have the Swatch watch.
That's cool.
You pulled in a safe, didn't you, when you first started?
That's right.
Literally, my first day magnet
Mhm.
fishing, I went out with Gerald. Gerald's been fantastic. She took me to a couple of different bridges and stuff, and she's pretty much the reason I started magnet fishing. She was, I think I posted on Facebook one time, and Audra knows her really well. And I posted on Facebook one time, I was like, "I want to go magnet fishing. Who's down?" And she responded, and I was like, "Let's go," because she wasn't too far away. And we went to this bridge, and probably like the 4th or 5th throw, we start pulling something in that's pretty big. And then we found the door to the safe first, and that in itself was super exciting. And then we found the actual safe, which was really hard to move, but it was that made the video. It was, the funny part is just before we started, I was like, it'd be so cool to pull a safe out of here. Could you imagine? Lo and behold, that's what we pulled up like half an hour later. And that was my first day magnet fishing. So needless to say, I got addicted.
You were hooked.
So for people that are just starting out magnet fishing, what do you suggest? Where is the best place to go? I mean, I got a magnet for Christmas last year, and I haven't even gone out to use it yet. So where is the best place to start?
Where's the place to get it, or where's the best place to start?
I got a magnet for Christmas last year, but I have yet to go out to try to use it. The bottle
So
dump took a lot of my time.
it depends on what you're looking for. If you're
Mhm.
looking for lures and just a variety of different stuff, pocket knives, things like that, you can go to some local fishing piers. Something that's not too rocky, because otherwise you're gonna get stuck and lose your magnet like I did. Or if you're looking for like guns, knives, potential
Go to
murder
city.
weapons, you're going to be looking at crime maps of different areas and kind of getting a sense of where there's the most crime, and that's where you kind of focus in on. Obviously, it's not that safe for a woman to be
Don't
doing
go
by
by
herself.
So you actually do research,
Yeah.
just
It's
like we do research for metal detecting. You actually do research for magnet fishing.
Mhm. I mean, you can potentially go bridge to bridge. You're going to find stuff, whether it's nails or signs or trash cans, whatever. But if you want to kind of narrow in into something that gets you really excited, then you've got to put in a little bit of research into that.
Cool.
I personally really like piers because you just get a huge variety of things that you can pull in, everything from fishing poles to lures, guns, which you can find there.
Lots of knives.
Yeah, tons of stuff that I found on fishing piers, and it's endless because people keep going back and they keep losing stuff.
So is there a difference between magnet fishing oceans or lakes? I
don't think I would magnet fish a lake. I don't think there's much you want to find in the ocean, because in the ocean you're probably looking for like gold coins or something of value from maybe 100, 200 years ago. And a magnet isn't going to pick that up. But at a lake, you've got sunglasses, you've got all sorts of potential things that people can lose. For the ocean, I would probably rather metal detect than anything else.
All right. Any questions for Sonia in the chat? Any questions at all? And like she said, keep them filtered, right? So just trying to look through the chat. Paul just had to leave. Bobby is obviously going to go. And just as a reminder, Bobby is going to go ahead and do his All Metal Mode podcast. And good luck. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to go over and take a look at him and say hello and all that kind of stuff. So, all right. So what else? Let's see. Just trying to go through.
Magnet Man made a good comment. He's fished in the ocean in San Francisco. But if you're fishing in salt water, you definitely want to make sure you clean out your magnet afterwards, or it's going to rust and it's going to be damaged afterwards.
That's a good point. Very good point.
That's a good point.
Joel's asking when I'm going to dive again. My birthday's coming up in about a month, 2 months actually. So I'm hoping to get somewhere warm where I can go dive, probably take my metal detector, hopefully. The last time I took my detector in the water, I got a little freaked out because I had like hundreds of sardines surround me, and the sardines aren't the problem. It's if anything larger comes for the sardines.
Sure.
I'm a little nervous doing that on my own, but hopefully, I don't know, I can at least get some diving in. It's been a little while.
So Frederick asked, what displays do you have? Do you have any display cases beside the one that our great friend Tim gave us?
No, that was actually my first display case. And outside of that, I'm trying to make the space for it. Everything's kind of like in boxes still. I've been taking my time.
Okay, how much is in your car trunk?
Sonia.
Which one? My new one, nothing.
Oh, that's right. A new one.
Okay, that's right.
So Doug says, when are you coming back to Ohio to dig?
Good question. I mean, it could be next week. It could be next year. It's already December, but probably soon if Jordy will have me and Dave.
Well, of course, we just don't have anywhere to metal detect.
I know.
Head for the woods.
Well, the woods we need permission to even get into the woods, obviously. So
I've been in a lot of different areas recently, just traveling a little bit, and there's places that have a ton of history, like German settlers and things like that. And I really, really want to get a permission, but I'm terrified of knocking on doors and asking for it.
well, I know the man. So Donnie. Well, so Donnie says, what? No place to go? Please. So you're right. We could get out for sure. No doubt. But Don from Detection Connection, he and Doug, they get a lot of really, really amazing permissions. They're very good at it. They're calm. They're not nervous. They understand that it's okay to be told no, and they don't get offended.
Teach us.
Yeah.
I know. no. I
Yep,
can't
that's
handle
right.
the no. And it's like, it's harder now because of COVID and, especially more so now that there's another variant out there. It's, I don't know, I feel like people get either really angry or just like slam the door in my face and not want me on their property, even if it's like a farm field, which there are plenty around. I don't know, it just makes me nervous.
Go to the next one. Move on.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So I guess Doug dug an 1827 cap bust dime.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Nice.
Wow. All right. We'll see you later, Andy. This phone's going to go. Good to see you all. Andy's going to be on as a guest one of these weeks. We'll reach out to you and let you know when. That'd be awesome. And your videos are really, really good, Andy. I enjoy watching them.
Too.
All right.
Speaking of videos, Sonia,
Oh, we need a
what's up
video.
with that?
I
Where's your
literally
video?
have probably about 25 episodes right now that I have not edited. And I've been traveling a lot, and when I'm home, I'm trying to do home stuff, and I just had to go through the process of buying a new car because I broke down twice on the highway. Audra knows about that. She's my witness. So that's been a huge process and also a huge cost, and I've been trying to just manage everything that's happening, but a video is coming. I need a deadline. Somebody give me a deadline.
Yes, what?
Christmas Eve.
December, by Christmas.
I
Come
can
on,
Give us all a present.
I can do that. I think I can do
Alright.
that.
Excellent.
That's a nice time to get back into it.
Yeah. Perfect.
So knock on the door, and when they answer the door, tell them, I'm here to metal detect and you're going to like it.
Work. That should work.
I'm sure it'll work. Oh man.
Darcy, no, actually we closed our office in Canada last year, so I won't be traveling to Canada for work anymore, but that doesn't mean I can't go there just for fun. Darcy's been really great. I actually got to see him when I was out working in Canada a while back, and he was kind enough to take me to a really cool park, and that was a really good time. I love meeting people in the community. Like, we get to know each other over video, which you already feel like your family, and you get to be like, each other, but seeing each other is totally different. Like at Digstock, I finally got to see Nancy, and
Finally.
we've been on video back and forth hundreds of times, but we never actually met in person. It's just so different.
Sonia kept me alive during COVID. She made all my masks for me.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, I was a
That's
mask
right.
machine back then.
So I have heard that Omicron is not going to be as symptomatically bad as the other two strains, but you can't quote me on that. Although I just said it, didn't I? But that's what I've heard. I don't know if that's true, but hopefully, from my lips to God's ears, everybody is safe. And regardless if you are vaccinated or not, I just hope everybody's going to be safe. That's all. And, I'm not going to get into a vaccinated or not vaccinated podcast because Scuba Sonia is with us.
Good.
Just be safe.
Yep.
Take precautions and wash your hands.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, we have about another 9 minutes or so because we'll go over. But if you want to, we won't personalize. If you want to head over and see Bobby over at the All Metal Mode podcast, is there a link to the All Metal Mode podcast that someone could share in the chat? Because we always like helping our friends out and promoting where they're going to be. So if anybody wants to post that, that would be great.
I got it already, Nancy.
All right, good. I'll let you take it. Because I'm probably going to boo myself off the stream.
Well, good. So is there anything else that you want to share with us, Sonia? Anything that, any other plans or any other hobbies or anything else that you do, or, you know, anything else that you want to share. And if you don't want to share anything, that's totally fine.
If anybody has tips on digging, detecting, magnet fishing in the winter, please send them my way because it is freezing out and I want to keep getting outside. I have a habit of not bundling up, so I've been working on that. But if anybody has tips on cold weather gear, please let me know. That'll be super helpful.
Teresa
Amanda
did
did
ask
her
if
job.
anybody was going to Florida Hunt 8. That's something you've thought about?
What is that?
It's another like an event that they hold every year, like a dig stock, but it's a little small little event done in Florida.
When is that happening?
February
Teresa.
18th
Yeah.
weekend.
I mean, I'm not against it if it's Florida and I can get into some heat.
Yeah.
I definitely want to go to dig stock in North Carolina. Tim, you said you're going, right?
I'm going. Yep, I already have my ticket.
Yeah, I've
Yep.
got to take a look at the tickets. I think they're kind of pricey though.
They are. They are.
It's like a full week event though, right?
It's kind of, it's set up different. It's they're calling it a week event, but it's going to be, I think, Sunday afternoon you go for the pre-hunt, and then Monday, Tuesday they have a farm they're going to hunt. Then they're calling Wednesday a free day, which means no detecting, which I don't really get that part of it.
No
then-
detecting?
I guess. And then Thursday, Friday, they have another farm that they're opening up. So overall, I think they're going to have like, don't quote me on this, over 2,000 acres. I think it's more like 4,000 acres.
I remember them talking about that. I mean, from what I've seen, there's a lot of really good stuff getting pulled out over there, but
Yeah,
it still is a little pricey. I'd like to go though, for sure.
it sounds like it ain't going to be far from where the last year's or this spring's event was held. They're still calling it Scarborough and what's the others? It's in that same vicinity, I think. And then so then after Thursday morning, you'll have the option to stay on the original farm, or you can hop over to the new property and hunt that farm. So it's gonna be different that way. Kind of cool.
I'm definitely considering it only because there's a lot of megalodon scuba diving and stuff that I can do there. And I actually drove down to North Carolina 2 years ago to get some diving in. Granted, I only got like 2 out of the 6 dives I paid for because there was a storm coming and I didn't make it. But I wouldn't mind because that way I can do kind of everything that I love to do all in that week.
Well, listening to Matt tell the stories about what he finds down there scuba diving, I don't blame you. I'd be
Yeah, it's wild.
Too. Yeah.
That's what I'm
Like,
hoping for. And apparently I guess the soil or whatever is doesn't mess too much with all the relics that you pull out. So
it's
anything that you're pulling out
sandy.
is in good condition.
Super sandy soil down there. That I found an eagle button during the hunt down there, and you literally just blow the sand off of it. I mean, it's you're right. It's the soil is super kind to the artifacts and relics and whatnot. Even the coins, some of the large cents and stuff that are being pulled, there was no corrosion, none of that green crap on them. They just had this gray tint to them. They're really cool looking.
Not like ours up here.
I just actually got into coin collecting, and I'm starting with the basics, the pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, stuff like that. But it's really exciting because I can kind of combine both. And if I'm metal detecting, there's things that I can pull out that I can add to my collection. The only downside is most of it is pretty roached and not in that great of condition. But if I go down to North Carolina, that changes things a little bit.
Yeah. Oh. I did that when I first started detecting. I did the same thing with wheat pennies and some of the merc dimes. I bought those.
Those little books.
Yeah, what are they called? The blue ones.
Whitman books, I think.
Whitmans. That's it. Yeah, and I was filling them all up, and that lasted about 1.5 years, and I still I stopped
I've,
doing it.
I've got a stack of like 12 of them. I'm terrible when it comes to stuff like that because when I jump into a new hobby, I kind of jump feet first. And like when I wanted to start detecting, I went for a diving detector, which is way more expensive than a regular detector. And I've only used it like 3 times, but I kind of go all in. So of course I sell little books, and somebody actually gave me a gift. It was their own collection of pennies that they had started with, and they gave that to me, and that kind of got me started. So I went and I bought like 12 books that I need to fill now, and
Yeah.
hopefully it lasts longer than a year, but it's been pretty cool so far.
Also finding the time.
Well, that's
You're
the
so
thing.
busy to find the time to sit there and do it.
You know, I wanted to clean them all up before I put them in there, and it got to the point where, you know, you get so many doubles, and you get tired of going through your 44 wheat pennies, and then the next day I got to go out detecting again and dig up some more wheat pennies, and I got to clean those, and they just stack up, and then eventually they got away from me, and the books are sitting.
That's the other problem with all of these hobbies. I feel like I've got a ton of metal detecting finds, a ton of magnet fishing finds, and a ton of bottle finds that all need to be cleaned right now. And I don't have the time. They're all sitting in my garage. I've literally got tubs of bottles that I have to clean. I just don't have the time.
I hear you.
And I really want to because it's going to feel really good when I have them up on a wall on a little display or something. But it takes so much time. You guys have got to see Audra's display. She's got so
A
many
museum. Her house is a
amazing
museum.
displays. Yeah, her house is literally a museum. I was shocked when I came in first
My
time.
garage
Sam.
looks like yours.
Sorry, Sam is here. Okay, I'm sorry. Go.
My garage looks like yours too, Sonia. I have a ton I still haven't cleaned, but I
But
try to
it's
get
not-
to it in the winter, but
You've
never
got
enough time.
corners and walls covered with beautiful displays.
Thank you.
There's a difference between everything being in the garage and you actually making progress and having them in the house displayed like they should be.
There's
You'll
a
get
nice
there.
video that Audra has that you can go back and see. Walk through her museum. It's gorgeous. I've seen that a couple of times.
They're
Just so I can
amazing.
go, oh, look at that.
Hey, Mama's
Hey,
here.
Brenda.
Brenda.
Brenda!
Brenda.
Good to see you,
That Audra
Brenda.
should do a video tour of a house. You should do a live video tour. That way you
That might be
can
fun.
answer our questions we have.
That might be fun.
That would be
That
good.
would be like a
Sonia can do
5-hour
it.
live.
Come over, Sonia, and you can do the video tour.
How about I be your camera girl and then you just
Okay.
do the talking?
There you go.
Okay.
Way to whistle
perfect.
your way out of
Make
that
it
one.
happen. Come on, make it happen.
I would still be helping just behind the camera.
See, everyone's saying yes. Come on.
Do it, do it.
You can make that a special metal detector nation night. How's that?
Yeah, everybody come over.
I'm on my way.
Road trip.
Get pizza.
That'd be great. That'd be fun. All right. Well, it is 8:00, and I know that a lot of us are going to be going over to listen to Bobby tonight. So if you're not in the live stream, then we'll understand. But if you do want to be in the live stream tonight, is there any way someone could post the link? I can't kind of manipulate my screen right now. So if you could post the link as soon as we do our outro music. Oh, there it is. Oh no, that's Bobby. So
Yeah, sorry, I did
no.
the other one.
yeah, you're good. So Audra just posted the link to go and listen to Bobby. Well, Sonia, thank you so much for coming on. It was a great show, and your stories are awesome, and your finds are great. And I know that it was great being with you all the times that we've detected together. And It's awesome. I'm so glad that you stopped into our after party that one night after our Metal Detecting Nation live stream. And, you know, we got you to actually finally get to the point where you're on. It's awesome. It was a great hour. It was a fast hour. And I didn't talk that much, which is good. So.
I mean, you guys kept me coming back. And since day one, I felt like you all are super welcoming and you're there to help answer questions for people. And now I can kind of return the favor and do that for the other people. But I mean, you guys made that happen. And there's so much to learn from the beginning and being comfortable asking people, because some people are protective about the hobby and some people don't want to tell you everything you need to know. But you guys were just so welcoming, and it was just so much fun on the after party. You can kind of be yourself and actually get to talk to everyone and get to know everyone, and you make sure that everybody's talking and involved and you're asking questions, and you're a phenomenal host, so that made it that much easier. And it's just been, I mean, I love you guys. You guys are like family.
Oh yeah, we love you too, for
however
sure.
long that was ago.
Absolutely. All right, so well, thank you, Tim, Audra, Nancy, Dave, Sonia, of course. Thank you so much for another week. I love you all, and I hope that in the next couple weeks come quick. But if you are still listening or watching us live, Nancy, you're going to be next Monday, correct?
I am, correct.
You have any plans for next Monday?
We'll see.
Okay.
There's one person we're trying to get on, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen.
Okay. So absolutely. If I have all of everyone's links in our show notes down at the bottom of the stream. So go ahead and click them if you want. But we're going to play our outro music. And all right, everyone have a safe, amazing couple weeks, and we'll see you back here. All right.
Awesome night, everybody.
All right. See ya.